where we are able to voice our opinions about everything that we see that we don't like. And a lot of people are also in the habit of wanting to make sure that they can tell everybody what they did wrong, what they should have done, the mistakes that they make, how they would have done it, point the finger, place the blame, and talk about everything that was done wrong to them and what people did. It's always pointing this way, but we never point this way. So if you're going to be in the habit of always constantly telling people how they did things, what they did wrong, what they should have done, the who, what, when, where, how of a situation when it comes to somebody else, be willing to point those same fingers right back at the person that's looking in the mirror. I've been guilty of that in my life, where I could always talk about how somebody made me feel, what somebody did to me, what they did, what they said. But I had to get to a point where I stopped and said, okay, God, what could I have done better? What did I do wrong? That's the smartest thing that one could ever do, is finally get to the point where they stop pointing fingers and placing blames on everybody else and really take responsibility for what they did. Be able to assess their own actions. That is where you truly have grown. So now when I see things where I feel like I've been done wrong, I try to make the habit of going to God and say, hey, what'd I do? What could I have said better? Was there anything that I did wrong? And actually sit there and be able to deal with myself and what he says. So in this world today, full of prerogatives where I can get someone told, I can tell you about you, you got to be willing to sit and deal with yourself and speak to yourself, think to yourself about what you have done. So easy to place blame, point fingers. And some of the hardest work you'll ever have to do in your life is when you stop and you point your fingers right back at yourself, the person that's standing in the mirror. When you're able to stand in the mirror and deal with just what you have said or done wrong in a matter, I think is where you truly will start to look at things from a different perspective, and you'll probably be able to give grace to people where you didn't see grace before. Face the issues that we have, it's easier to deflect about what someone else could have said and done better. We love to talk about grace and mercy and how God gives it, but 9 times out of 10, it's more so when you're trying to justify where you went wrong. So when it's so easy to go back and complain about somebody else and what they said and done and how they said it and what somebody said to you and how they made you feel, just stop and simply think to yourself, how did I come off? What did I say? What did I do? How can I be better? That is the best place to be in your life, instead of going to someone else to complain. The easiest thing to do is pick up your phone or go stand before another person and talk about they, that person. Well, what did you do? That's the question. Just a thought. Wouldn't say anything that I didn't have to realize about myself. The easiest thing a person can do is place the blame on somebody else, talk about the next man, but won't face themselves. And I think we all have to get to that point. I know I had to. Have I been done wrong before? Of course I have. Did I spend too much time harboring on it? Absolutely. So now I go into every situation, even if there's a fallout, and I say, what could I have done better, or what did I do wrong? And if you do live for the Lord, because there's some that don't, you'd probably understand he probably gonna get both of you, not just one. God can deal with humility and a sincere heart, but one that's full of pride and ego, he cannot do anything with. Have a good day.
Walk fear, I don't move weak. Covered in a word. Yeah, I stand on peace. Yeah.